What if I told you that the asteroid that killed off the dinosaurs was actually a lucky break for them? In fact, it might have been the best thing that ever happened to them. Hi, everyone. Now, this is your host.
Ow.
And welcome to Paleologic. The idea that an asteroid impact caused the extinction of the dinosaurs has been widely accepted since the 1980s, when evidence of the impact in the form of the Chicxulub crater in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula was discovered.
Evidence for this comes in the form of iridium, a rare element on Earth but common in space, found in rock layers all over the world dating to about 66 million years ago. This, along with the age of the crater itself, places this event at the end of the Cretaceous period, and therefore at the end of the age of dinosaurs. But the story doesn't end there. There's more to this asteroid and its aftermath than first meets the eye. So today we are going to talk about why the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs might have actually been a lucky break for them. Because the truth will shock you. You probably already know the basics of this story. A large asteroid estimated to be between 6 and 9 miles or 10 and 15 kilometers in diameter, slammed into Earth in what is now Mexico. The impact unleashed an amount of energy equivalent to 40 trillion tons of TNT, leaving a crater 110 miles or 180 kilometers across and 12 miles or 20 kilometers deep. The immediate area was, of course, devastated, but the effects were global. Forests were wiped out over a large swath of the northern hemisphere, and even areas far from the impact would have seen drastic changes in climate due to global wildfires caused by the impact. Dinosaurs, along with many other life forms on Earth, went extinct. But the asteroid impact wasn't the only major event happening at the time. The Deccan Traps in India were the site of some of the largest volcanic eruptions in Earth's history. These eruptions began towards the end of the Cretaceous, but continued for hundreds of thousands of years afterwards. This means that there was already a lot of environmental stress happening before the asteroid showed up. It is hard to say exactly when these eruptions began, but some studies suggest that they started as early as 66 million years ago, while others push the beginning back to 70 million years ago. What we do know is that the latest eruptions were still ongoing 50,000 years after the asteroid impact. It's also clear that these eruptions emitted massive amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Based on the ages of the different lava flows, scientists have been able to correlate the onset of the latest eruptions with the death of the dinosaurs. However, it's unclear whether the two events are related or just occurred at the same time by chance. The lack of clear evidence for the timing of the eruptions has led some to suggest that the asteroid impact was not the sole cause of the extinction of the dinosaurs, or at least that it didn't deliver the killing blow. Instead, it may have just been the last straw. Some scientists have suggested that the volcanoes were responsible for creating the conditions that led to the mass extinction. As the CO2 was released, the global temperature rose. By the end of the Cretaceous, temperatures were about 5 degrees warmer than today. This, along with other changes in atmospheric composition, would have made Earth inhospitable for many life forms. By the time the asteroid hit, it would have been an easy cleanup crew arriving on a scorched Earth. However, new data suggests that things may not have been so bad after all. A paper published in 2019 by researchers from institutions in Japan and the United States suggests that the effects of the asteroid impact weren't as catastrophic as previously thought. Their research suggests that the impact didn't cause a mass extinction right away. In fact, the authors claim that the extinction didn't start until after the asteroid impact. After the dust settled and the immediate devastation was over. And yet the impact apparently only had a minor effect on the diversity of life on Earth. It appears that there was a rapid recovery in biodiversity within a few million years. This goes against the current paradigm that the end Cretaceous extinction was triggered immediately by the asteroid impact and led to a fairly immediate collapse of ecosystems worldwide. But why did the asteroid impact cause such a minor effect? One of the authors speculated that there was already so much environmental chaos going on from the volcanic eruptions that the asteroid impact was almost like a little brother. A study published in 2022 took this a step further and claimed that the asteroid impact saved the dinosaurs from their own dying sun. Wait, what? How does that work? Well, let me explain. Our sun is in a very special place in our solar system. It orbits around a region of space known as the habitable zone. This is the region in which liquid water can exist on the surface of rocky planets. As our sun aged, it grew larger, causing the inner solar system to gradually move inwards. Over the next 100 million years, the Sun is expected to reach its maximum size and leave the habitable zone, possibly taking Earth with it. But our solar system is dynamic and chaotic. There are 9 planets, and each one affects the other's orbit in a gravitational tug-of-war. Computer models used to understand how the Sun and planets interact with each other show that by the end of the Cretaceous, the Sun was already encroaching on the outer edge of the habitable zone. And if things had continued as they were, Earth would have left the zone during the Lacustrine period, sometime before 45 million years ago. If Earth had left the habitable zone, it's unlikely that mammals, including our ape-like ancestors, would have survived. But the computer model shows that a large asteroid impact at the right time could deliver the gravitational kick that Earth needs to stay in the habitable zone for millions more years. It turns out that the Chicxulub impact would have fit the bill perfectly, knocking Earth into a new orbit that kept it within the habitable zone. If this is true, then the asteroid that killed off the dinosaurs actually saved our ape-like ancestors, who were destined to rule the world millions of years later. Of course, none of this would have happened if it weren't for the asteroid impact. So maybe it wasn't such a lucky break after all. Either way, it seems that the asteroid impact didn't have the immediate devastating effects on life on Earth that we once thought. Yes, many creatures went extinct, but the recovery was quicker than expected. And the Chicxulub impact may have even saved our ape-like ancestors. So while we tend to remember the asteroids as the harbingers of ecological disaster, we should also remember them as the makers of our world. What's your favorite part of the story of the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe. Thank you to all my supporters for making these videos possible. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.